Paddy's going to lead. I'm just going to be pressing the control button. So if it seems a little bit disjointed, it's because poor Paddy doesn't have control. You are welcome to ask questions as we go along. Questions at the end as well. This is going to last probably about an hour with questions, and then we'll do our 10 top tips at the end, which is just a little bit of snippets of advice for people, average dog owners with average expectations. All right, so crack on. Here we go. Shall I move on from your first slide?
Okay, yep. So I wanted to really talk about imaging and arthritis management, because imaging is actually really quite important, I think, in the whole aspect of diagnosis, treatment, etc. So the next slide is just a lovely picture. So I sometimes put paintings in my slides because I think they cheer things up. We do things, we're very black and white in imaging, so it's nice to get a little bit of colour. And this is a lovely Arthur Wardle painting of terriers, and I think he has just captured them beautifully, such beautiful expressions on their faces that they sometimes cheer me up in the middle of a lecture.
It's a good thing, actually. It just keeps people attentive, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's just nice to see. So what I really wanted to do was to look next at the types of imaging modalities. So these are words that you've probably come across. People tend to hear about, hang on, I'm just going to come down into my own one screen on here. So imaging, there are various types of imaging, and the general term that people use for that is modality. So you'll come across lots of terms that sound a bit confusing, but that just basically means types of imaging. So the main ones that will be used particularly for arthritis imaging will be X-rays, which you'll come across in most practices, CT or computed tomography, MRI, and ultrasound. Now, people get very confused by these terms, and they're very confused by which one's best in which situation. And actually, often there isn't a right or wrong way of that. X-rays are used mainly because they'll show bone, they'll show lung, they'll show soft tissue. They're widely available. They're fairly easy to take, and they're in most practices, so they would be often the first line of defense for imaging a patient that's got arthritis. What you will tend to find is how they work is that the X-rays, as they pass through the body, they make the screen or the cassette, the image will look black. So the more that come through, it'll be blacker. The fewer that come through, it'll be white. So bone is white, lung is black. And that's what you'll tend to see when you see your dog's X-rays on the screen. You'll see that the bone looks really quite white. The difficulty with X-rays is that it's just a single vertical beam, so it gives you pretty much a two-dimensional image. So when we X-ray a patient, we always X-ray them in two planes. So you'll X-ray a dog on its back and on its side, for example. If you were doing chest, or if you're doing the leg, you'll do them with the leg facing forward and the leg on the side. CT is a slightly newer kid on the block.